All right. Hey, everyone. I'm here just for a few minutes to um, just check in with all of you guys, see how you guys are doing, and to give you an update on some things going on here with me. And I'm probably at a point that I need to go ahead and ask for prayer. I'm really bad at admitting, that there's things wrong, that things are going on with me, because I don't like to burden people. And of course, I have reached out to a few of my brothers and sisters to let them know what is going on. But of course, scripture is very clear in that we are to carry one another's burdens. And there certainly is nothing wrong with um, requesting prayer from your brothers and sisters in the Lord. And I know that I've been rather absent, with the exception of almost 2 weeks ago. I did the in memory of Sister Lucy, who passed away. That was very sudden. And I'm still continuing to keep that family in prayer. Um, but other than that, I have been rather silent for weeks. I have not been well enough to do the regular weekly Bible studies that I do. And this is something that I've done here on my channel for months. And it's something that I always looked forward to during the middle of the week. We would alternate Grace Believers Fellowship, where we're still in the book of James, and then alternating the other week, I would be with another sister in the Lord, and we would be doing girls' night out. Well, I have been quite ill, and I haven't really talked about this with the exception of just a few people knows what's going on. But I thought I would go ahead and come on, just share what is going on with me, and ask for you all to keep me in prayer, because I'm going to have some serious testing done. This is something that I am dreading, like you wouldn't believe, but it has to be done. And yeah, so it's been a rough, probably the last 3 to 4 weeks for me. I have been extremely fatigued. I'm barely able to work really part-time hours now. I'm able to work maybe 4 or 5 hours a day. Then I come home and I take a lot of naps throughout the day because I'm just so exhausted. And I have already existing health conditions. I have irritable bowel syndrome, which that's basically just an inflammation. Sometimes that will flare up, and then I'll have abdominal pain, and that's no fun. And of course, I am at higher risk for other colon type issues. When was it? In 2012. I had a colon resection because a colonoscopy discovered that I had quite a bit of diverticuli, which is like I call them pockets in the colon, and those pockets can get infected, and it can cause you to have a really bad infection. Well, back then, I was ending up in the hospital every 6 months with these infections. And so they did a colonoscopy to, take a look and see, if there was anything else going on. Um, and they found hundreds of those, what I call pockets. And so it was decided the best course of action for me was to have a colon resection. And so I had that done in 2012. And since having that done, it has lessened the amount of infections that that I would get. I've had maybe 3 or 4 since 2012. So, I mean, it went from an infection every 6 months that would land me in the hospital for several days to maybe 3 or 4 infections over the last 9 years. So, I mean, it was a great, great improvement when I had the surgery. But of course, with that kind of surgery, you can't get rid of all of those pockets. It's like they removed a good portion of my intestine that was, like, for lack of better words, diseased with all these pockets, but they can't get rid of all of them. And so there are times when I will have an infection, and I can always tell when one is coming on, and I'm always hoping that, oh, it's just the IBS, flaring up, and, just have to rest and take it easy. Well, the pain ends up getting worse to where I can't hardly function. And so then I eventually have to call in to my doctor. And that's what I did about 22 days ago. And I explained my symptoms, went over my medical history, that I had the colon resection in 2012, and that, I know my body extremely well, and I think I'm coming down with this infection. And so they put me on an antibiotic called Augmentin, and I took that faithfully for 10 days. But at the end of 10 days, I was not better. I still had extreme fatigue. And then I called my doctor back and told them, if you would have just put me on the Cipro, which is something that has always worked for me before, it always cleared it up, I would probably be better now. And so they went ahead and they phoned in the Cipro for me, which is another strong antibiotic. And today is my last day of that. And, several days ago, I wasn't better. I was just hurting so bad. My stomach was just in pain all the time. And I also have gallbladder problems. So I've got a mess of things going on right now, honestly. And I have not been well enough to do the Bible studies. And so I do apologize to all of you, and thank you to those who have reached out to me to check on me. I really, really do appreciate that. Well, because I am now a official middle-aged woman, I also have menopause that I am dealing with. And about 2 months ago, I started taking a hormone replacement therapy. It's a patch that you wear externally, and it's to help replenish the estrogen that I'm losing. And of course, this goes back to having a hysterectomy like 12 years ago. And that just automatically put me postmenopausal, even though my ovaries were left. Well, I like every other woman that, has gone through menopause, I had the mood swings, I had the really bad hot flashes. And that's what finally drove me to the OBGYN doctor. And, we talked about, the different options and stuff, and there's a topical cream that I've been using successfully, but it really wasn't helping with the hot flashes. And so my doctor decided to go ahead and put me on the patch. And so I had been doing that patch for almost 2 months. And then, my stomach issues started happening. And that started around the same time that I started on the patch. And it started kind of like slowly, and it gradually got worse to the point, I'm just like doubled over in pain almost all day long. And so I thought, okay, process of elimination. Okay. Look up the side effects for this estrogen patch. And lo and behold, one of the main side effects is abdominal cramping. And so I immediately stopped taking it. It's been 2 days now since I stopped taking the patch. I ripped it off basically. And I think I can say I'm better. I'm still extremely fatigued, but I am better. And so, um, I've had a lot of worry going on in my mind, because when I talked with the doctor and got on the antibiotic, um, they had done a like a pre-cancer screening here at home that I just sent in. Well, blood was found in that test, and of course she's like, that doesn't mean that you have cancer or anything. It could be a number of other problems, but you do need to go in and see a GI doctor, and especially because I'm 50 years old now. And this is something I don't want to do. I really don't, because they're going to want to do another colonoscopy. And I'm terrified of it, honestly, because the last time the amnesia medicine that they give you that's supposed to knock you out, it didn't knock me out, and I felt the whole thing. And it was the most painful thing I have ever felt in my entire life. But they can put you under general anesthetic, and that's the only way that I will do this. And so I have my appointment via a Zoom appointment on the 22nd with my GI doctor. So I would ask that you keep me in prayer. I don't know how soon after that they're going to schedule the colonoscopy, but I know it has to be done because my mom had colon cancer and it was detected early. They were able to remove it surgically, and she lived another 13 years. And so this is something I can't mess around with. And so no matter how much I hate having to do this particular test, I'm going to have to do it. And I'll probably have them check my gallbladder as well, because I'm going to be completely asleep. So they'll probably do like an upper scope and then, the regular colonoscopy, because I think that my gallbladder problem is starting back up, and I've been trying to baby it along, but I'm having some pain that I think is coming from the gallbladder. So it could be that I'm going to have surgery soon. I just don't know. And so I would ask you guys to keep me in prayer. And hopefully, now that I'm, really cutting back on work, I'm not working myself to death quite as much. Today is my day off. I'm taking a day off, and just, taking a lot of naps throughout the day, just trying to really catch up with my rest. My hope is that I will be able soon to get back into doing the weekly Bible studies, because I've really missed it. I mean, this next coming week, it would be time for Grace Believers Fellowship. And so we'll just see how I feel this coming Wednesday, to see if I even feel up to doing it. Usually if I go to work by 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm done with work and I'm just exhausted, and I have to go to bed for like 2 or 3 hours. So I'm not going to promise that I'm going to be well enough to do this next coming week's Bible study, but I am going to try. And I'm also going to try to do my next Lorraine's Music Hour. That's scheduled for not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow. And then after that, I think I'm going to take a few months off, just because of the uncertainty with, tests and, are they going to have to do surgery? What are they going to find? I don't know. My hope is that they don't find any kind of cancer or anything like that. But I am going to try to do Lorraine's Music Hour next Sunday, the 14th of March, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. There were a few songs that I had all ready to go that I just did not have time to play on the 14th of February when I had my last one. So, you know, come join in the live chat area for that. But as far as me being able to get any more songs ready, I'm probably not going to be able to do it, honestly. So I'll just have to work with what I've already gotten done as far as my music, and hopefully that will be blessing enough for you guys. And you know, once I'm well and I'm better and I've got, you know, all of my strength back, then I will be more apt and able to, you know, get back in there and do what needs to be done to you know, record these songs, you know, and these are songs from my past, you know, songs that I sung in church, you know, when I was in my early 20s. And you know, I finally did get them all on my computer from a cassette tape, but I just have not been well enough to do anything like the last 3 weeks. So yeah, so I just wanted to come on just for a few minutes just to give you guys an update of what's going on with me. Ask that you keep me in prayer. You know, depending on how I feel on Wednesday will determine if I'm well enough to do Grace Believers Fellowship. I am going to plan to be here on the 14th for Lorraine's Music Hour. Like I said, then I'm taking a break for several months. And I probably won't be back with that until probably sometime in the summer, because I really need to take the time now to, you know, figure out, you know, what all's going on with me health wise, you know, get well, get back on track with, you know, a lot of other things in my life. But I just didn't want you to worry about me, because I know some of you have reached out to me. You've been worried, and I do apologize for that. And so that's why I wanted to just come on for a few minutes and just check in with you guys. So all right, I'm going to go ahead and skedaddle for now. It's time for a nap for me, and I'll maybe see you guys on Wednesday, but just look for me for sure on the 14th for Lorraine's Music Hour at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right, you guys take care. God bless. And remember, you know, even when you have things that are so chaotic even in your own life, we keep our eyes and our minds and our hearts focused on Jesus Christ, because He's the one that gets us through every single day. All right, you guys take care. God bless. And I will see you next time.